down the 2026 World Cup, special focus on the Great American Experience, or as I like to call it, the Great American Party. Legend has it that Boston ran out of beer because of the Scottish fans drinking so much. They took one look at the pubs and basically drank their city dry. Legend behavior. If you saw a group of lads in kilts ordering another round at 2 a.m., that was them. Boston will never be the same. Alright, let's get serious. This is the biggest World Cup in history. 48 teams, 3 host countries, and America carrying the heaviest load with 11 venues. We're now deep into round 32, so let's run the official after action review. What was supposed to happen, what actually happened, and what went well, what went wrong, and what lessons everyone should take home. Planning phase. America was supposed to throw the ultimate global party. World-class NFL stadiums, huge fan zones, record crowds, and finally prove soccer belongs in the USA. FIFA sold it as a celebration across North America. The US promised efficiency, safety, and that legendary American hospitality. City spent years and billions preparing. Expectations were massive. Now let's look at how the host actually performed. The USA finished first in the Group D. They beat Paraguay 4-1, beat Australia 2-0, but lost to Turkey in 3-2. Still, they topped the group and advanced to round 32 against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Mexico were excellent. They won all 3 group games, 2-0 against South Africa, 1-0 against South Korea, and 3-0 against Czech Republic. They topped the Group A with a perfect record and clean sheets in every match. They face Ecuador in round 32 as far as the current top contenders. Here's how things look right now. France is still the team to beat. Argentina remains dangerous with Messi in form. Spain looks technical and ruthless. England is sharp and well organized. And Brazil is always a threat, no matter what. Now for the blunt part. Beer and food prices inside the stadiums have been absurd. We're talking about $15 to $24 beers in some places. International fans are calling it robbery. It's not a total shortage, but it definitely feels like one for normal people. Here's something that needs saying. A lot of the world was lied to about how hostile Americans are. The reality? We've been open, friendly, helpful as hell. Visitors are actually shocked in a good way how welcoming people have been. It's turning into been a real wherever I may roam situation. The United States is massive and fans are traveling insane distances between venues. You want the big Great American Experience? You got it, including long flights and jet lag. And here's the universal truth of this World Cup. People are flying in from around the world skinny and starving on tiny portions, and they're leaving overweight. American food sizes and that one more beer culture are undefeated. So what went well? At massive scale, the quality of most stadiums, USA and Mexico still being alive in the tournament, and American hospitality winning a lot of people over. The expanded format also gave smaller nations some real moments. What needs improvement? Travel across a giant country is exhausting. Kickoff times are all over the place because of TV deals. Stadium and food drink prices are way too high. Some pitches have drawn criticism, and sometimes it feels more like a corporate crash grab than a pure football soccer festival. Final verdict on the Great American Experience. America can host a massive event. The energy, the stadiums, and the people here. But it's loud, it's spread out, and very commercial. That's just the American version of it. The good parts are really good. The problems are fixable if they focus more on fans. Soccer is growing in America, and this World Cup is accelerating it. That's the AAR on the 2026 World Cup and the Great American Party so far. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you enjoying the American hosted World Cup? Frustrated with the prices and travel? Which city has impressed you the most? If you're new here, subscribe, hit the bell. We do honest breakdowns like this on the biggest global stories. Until next time, stay critical. I'll see you in the next After Action review. AAR World Cup Part 2. This is the American veteran. Today we're switching gears from missiles, ISR, and national security, and we're talking about the biggest party in the world, American style. The World Cup is here, the world is in North America, and America is learning something real fast. Soccer's not just a sport, it's a moving city. It is airports, buses, hotels, fan zones, police vendors, food trucks, heat plants, medical tents, traffic control, international flags, non-chat chanting, and the yes, most tactical question of the day: are we running out of beer like they did in Boston? Now, before anybody panics, the beer shortage line is partly comedy, but the logistics behind it are real. When you bring millions of fans from around the world into great American cities, the pressure does not stop at the stadium gate. It hits every system around the game. Public transportation gets tested. Police and firefighters get tested. Airports get tested. Hotels, bars, restaurants, and fan festivals get tested. Even the weather plan gets tested. This is not just a World Cup. This is a full-scale national logistics exercise with soccer balls, flags, and empty plastic cups. Story number one: security. Across host cities, public safety has become part of the show. Police, firefighters, local agencies, federal partners, bomb snitches, drug, traffic teams, emergency crew all operating in the background while fire fans are charging, chanting in the foreground. That is what people forget. A safe party does not happen by accident. Every major stadium crowd has layers behind it: crowd control, medical response, emergency exits, counter drone awareness, suspicious package response, transportation coordination, and communication between state and local federal teams. The fan sees the game, the city sees the operation. Story number two: heat. This may be one of the biggest underrated stories of the tournament. The World Cup is being played in the North American summer conditions. That means heat, humidity, long lines, hot pavement, alcohol, dehydration, and packed fan zones. For players, heat affects performance and safety. For fans, it affects medical calls, crowd behavior, and how long people can stay outside before they need water, shade, or help. For workers, it affects security teams, vendors, cleanup crews, transit staffs, and volunteers. So when we talk about running out of beer, the serious question is this: do not run out of water. Beer is funny. Heat casualties are not. Story number three: transportation. In Los Angeles, fans have been using buses and trains in large numbers to reach the World Cup events. That matters because Los Angeles is known as the car city, but during an event this size, personal vehicles can choke the system. Parking gets expensive. Roads get jammed. Rideshare pickup zones turn into chaos. So cities are pushing people toward transit, shuttles, walking routes, and fan zones connected to public transportation. That is a major story because the World Cup is showing America what global event mobility really looks like. This is not just a drive to the game, it is moving tens of thousands of people at once without breaking the city. Story number four: fan festivals. The FIFA Fan Festival is where the World Cup becomes more than a match ticket. It becomes a public square. Fans who cannot get into the stadium still gather, watch, and sing, eat, drink, and represent their countries. That is where America gets the full effect of the world showing up. You see Brazil flags next to Mexico jerseys. Argentina fans chanting beside Japanese fans. England supporters, Ghana supporters, Germany supporters, American family, tourists, kids, veterans, student workers, everybody in one place. That is the magic. But fan festivals also bring problems. They need security. They need sanitation. They need medical support. They need cashless payment systems. They need cell service. They need bathrooms. They need food. They need water. And yes, they need enough beer. That brings us to the heart of the episode. The Great Beer Shortage. Again, this is a comedy hook, but it represents a real operational question. Can American cities handle the demand when the world shows up and treats every match day like a national holiday? Because global soccer fans do not just watch a game and go home. They arrive early, they chant for hours, they take over streets, they gather at bars, they pack fan zones, they celebrate before, during, and after the match. And when the match ends, the party moves somewhere else. That is where logistics can fall apart. A beer tap goes dry. Going dry is funny. A food vendor running out of food is annoying. A transit system overloading is serious. A medical tent filling up during a heat wave is critical. So the beer shortage is really a symbol. It means the party is bigger than expected. It means the city has to adapt. It means America is hosting something that feels less like a normal sporting event and more like a global festival dropped into multiple cities at once. That is the real story. The world is not just visiting America, the world is testing America's event systems. Security, heat response, transportation, hospitality, public safety, food and beverage supply, fan behavior, cultural patience, and national pride. And boy, do we have a lot of it. The question is not whether America can host a big sporting event. We already know we can. The question is whether America can host a world's game at the world's pace. Because soccer culture is different. It is louder. It is longer. It is more emotional. It is more international. And it does not always fit neatly into American sports model of drive in, buy a hot dog, watch the game, and drive home. This is bigger than that. This is the biggest party in the world, American style. And so far, the lesson is simple. The flags are here, the fans are here, the heat is here, the traffic is here, the security is working, the transit is learning, and the vendors are sweating. And somewhere in America, a bartender is looking at an empty keg saying, "We are going to need backup." This has been the AAR World Cup. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and leave a comment below if you thought this was a little bit funny. If America's ready for the biggest soccer party on earth, stay sharp, stay informed, and hydrate before you celebrate. This is the American Veteran, AAR.